What's going on, guys? Here's another video for you. This is my Elephant Tree collection. Elephant Tree is a doom metal band that started in England in 2013. They released their first album in 2014, which I don't own. It's okay. It's only 28 minutes long. It's kind of a weird album. You could tell they don't really have a focus on the direction they want to go to. Like Attack of the Attica is an okay song. I really like the tone of the guitar on that a lot. Super sludgy. Um, that's probably my favorite part of the album is just the tone of the guitar. The way the songs are written are just kind of weird. Like I said, it's kind of directionless. In Suffering is a cool sludge track. And yeah, the rest are like not bad, but not super memorable. I'd probably give it like a 6.5 out of 10. It's worth a listen. But then after that, in 2016, 2 years later, they released their self-titled album, Elephant Tree. This album, I was listening to this again today, and I was like, God damn, that's a good fucking album. I mean, this was huge when it came out. These guys haven't really done anything since, like, the pandemic, but yeah, when these guys put stuff out since this album, it's always like really, really well received, and for good reason. You have Wither, which has a killer psychedelic lead in the middle of the song, and I guess I should say the production on here is just very unique. The vocals are very, very upfront. The guitars and the bass sound, I guess you could say, compressed, but they're really, really heavy. And the songs are very catchy with a lot of memorable vocal lines. Dawn is a great bluesy track. Circles is a great song. Apothic Blues has this incredibly heavy ending, like Bong Ripper heavy. It's like fucking awesome, and I love the vocals in that. Echoes is a fun song, more bluesy kind of riffing. And Fracture is the only one that it's good, not great. It's not my favorite, but there's some cool riffs in it. Not a huge fan of the vocal effects they did in that, but whatever. And then the last song, Surma, is excellent. Again, more catchy-ass vocal harmonies. I think there's a lot of vocal layering on this, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, like I said, the production is really, really unique, and I think they did a really good job on it. And the artwork's really cool, too. I don't quite know what that is, but I've definitely seen this picture before, so. Yeah, this was put out on Magnetic Eye Records, and yeah, great shit. Like, if you haven't heard this, definitely check it out. If you're into, like, you know, like Electric Wizard, Sleep, kind of stuff like that. Top tier stuff. I'd give this a 9 out of 10, easy. And then after that, 4 years later, they released Habits, which I have on CD. I got this when it came out. This is an interesting one. I will say, most people, like I said with the last one, most people absolutely love this album. Like, I remember when this came out and everyone was just like going nuts. I will say the songwriting is a lot more mature than the aforementioned one, the self-titled. And I gotta give them a lot of respect for that, because you could tell they really put in their, you know, their heart and soul into this album. Like, all the songs they all have like middle sections and bridges and different kind of atmospheric parts that like slow down and kind of lull you into this atmosphere that the music's creating. And on this album, they also got a keyboardist too, so there's an extra layer of kind of music they play around with. But if I'm perfectly honest, I prefer this album over this, just because I feel like the songs are just kind of more digestible and like a little bit more memorable in a way. But not to say that this one's bad by any means. The first song, Sails, is just like one of their best songs they've ever written. I love that song. It's like an instant, sticks with you, memorable. Chorus is amazing. Faceless is pretty cool. Again, a longer track for them, and you can tell it's a very well written. Exit the Souls, good song with good kind of vocal melodies on that. The Fall Chorus is a really cool song. It's a shorter one. I think it's it's acoustic, and I want to say it has like a violin or a cello or something like that at the end, which adds a lot. And then the next song, Bird, is really, really good. The vocals in that are just kind of the same way I would describe like Domcraft's music, like very urgent sounding and very epic in its own way. It's an excellent, excellent song. And then the last two are good, not great. Wasted isn't bad. And then Broken Nails is the last song, which is kind of like, starts off slow and then kind of builds up. It's a good song. It's not amazing. So all in all, I like this album. I don't think it's as good as the one before. I'd probably give it like an 8 or an 8.5 out of 10 on its best day. It's definitely worth a listen. The other thing I'll say is the guitars on here aren't quite as heavy as their self-titled album. I guess they just kind of focus more on like, well, I guess the songwriting really. But yeah, there's some cool sections in here. And so after that, they just have a live album, which it was the only time they ever played in the States, and I actually got to see it, and I met the whole band, and I actually got a poster, and they signed it, and it was a really, really cool day. I saw Domcraft, Horse Hunter, Elephant Tree. It was a fucking awesome day. It was right before the pandemic happened, and yeah, they were amazing live. They played pretty much every song that they had recorded at the time, which was before Habits came out. So it was really cool to see that. And yeah, it's a good live album, has a good sound. I don't own it, but you know, I'm not a huge collector of like live albums unless it's something like, you know, like Windhand or something like that. But yeah, that was definitely a memorable day. It was great meeting them. Hopefully they come back to the States soon. And so that, yeah, that's their whole discography. It's short but sweet. Definitely recommend checking these two out for sure. So yeah, that's it. That's Elephant Tree. Check them out if you haven't already. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next one.